It's taken me a couple weeks to sit down in front of the camera without crying or puking ahead of time. It's been a big process for me. I'm private. I don't like to share things publicly. So this is outside of my comfort zone by a lot.
So 2 days ago, I got a call that I didn't expect that I was going to get. I was let go from my job. And you know what? That's okay. Because with the story that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to show you how God's in this.
Last year, in 2019, my husband and I felt home was no longer home. We found it was toxic. We found everything was going wrong. Things weren't working out.
We were sitting at dinner and I prayed a prayer over our meal. It was a little chaotic in our life and there was a lot of noise around us, a lot of uncertainty in that time. This is even before the COVID, before any of these lockdowns and this shutdown. I can tell you there was a lot of noise in my life. So at this meal I prayed, God, there's a lot of noise in my ears and in my heart, and I don't know which direction to go. I don't know which direction you want me to go. So please show me your path. Please remove all other noise from our life.
So when we gave that over to God and we said, God, we're not happy here. If this is where you want us to be, change our attitude, give us a new perspective. If this isn't where we're supposed to be, make that painfully obvious. Let us know, undeniably, so that our stubbornness or our fear won't keep us where we are.
And this was dangerous because he actually answered our prayer a couple days later. We got a call from my landlord saying that we were being evicted.
I made the joke to James in passing, watch, he never calls us during the middle of the month. He's going to be selling the house.
Through no fault of our own. It was because he needed the money. His family needed the money.
At the same time I was asking for a new place to live, we were also thanking God, saying that this has been the only consistent thing in our life, was the roof over our head. Everything else is falling apart around us. At least we know the roof over our head is secure. It was scary because we were coming up to 2 weeks with having no idea where we were going to live. And this was December. This was right before Christmas. So this whole process stole our Christmas joy. And it was painful. And we just kept praying. We said, God, we need a house, but we want it to be the house that you choose for us. Make it so obvious, like you have been, that none of these other properties were meant for us.
I can tell you, after praying that prayer, God was in it the whole way. He showed us a house on Monday. We went and saw the house on Wednesday. We signed the paperwork on Wednesday. We're moving in by Friday. And my wife had that whole house unpacked in 4 days. Christmas was set up. That whole house was unpacked. I have to say I did a little, but not a lot. Actually, I think I maybe moved heavy boxes. She did absolutely the rest. She was a trooper. She was amazing. Well, I prayed that prayer a couple days ago, and because of the COVID virus, because of these lockdowns, because of these shutdowns, because of people changing in their career, these essential, non-essential businesses, I said, God, there's a lot of noise in my life again, and there's a lot of noise in my heart. Can you please guide me on your path? And a couple days later, I got a phone call. My workplace can no longer afford my services. They were non-essential.
Right in the middle of COVID, when jobs are scarce for everybody. But rather than being terrified when this happened, we looked to God and we said, we asked to be let go if it wasn't meant to be. And you only want good for us.
Because just like God directed us into a new home in a week, this too will be God-led.
So here we are again, trusting God. We don't even know what this is yet. We don't know what God's designing this for. We just know we've been called to start telling our stories, that these stories are meant to be shared with everybody. Hopefully you find hope in them, because when scary things happen, it's not always going to have a scary outcome. Sometimes this scary is good. 2020 is going to be a completely different year. and a whole new us, and I can't wait to see where God takes us.
I want to share good news with you in a time of darkness, to share stories together. I want you guys to comment and share your good news with us. I've been on the phone since I've gotten that phone call, and I've spoken to friends, family, co-workers, and people I've never even talked to before. And God's been in everyone's life. And I just want to hear your stories. And we're going to continue to share with you guys our story and how this is good. But the thing you need to understand, what God sees as good sometimes looks like chaos to us. It sometimes looks scary. It sometimes makes us feel very small. Because I got to tell you, we are very small. But if we listen to Him, big things can happen, not just in our life, but we can touch other people's lives.
This is out of our comfort zones. Yeah, we're talkers, but we're private talkers. We don't post on social media, so this is really outside of our comfort zone. And we want to be open and vulnerable and honest with you. And we love when people are open and honest with us. We love hearing your stories. You motivate us. I'm a crier, okay? I'm a crier. You'll learn that about me. I cry a lot. I'm a crier, and that's okay. It's because I have a big heart. And I want to hear your stories. I want to hear if we've encouraged you, if you have any questions.
We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear your stories. And share this with someone that you feel may need it. Share this to someone that maybe has lost their job or is going through a hard time right now. We know everybody out there is suffering in some way. And we just want to be here to talk about it. We want to hear and talk, have a dialogue. So please comment, like, and subscribe. It's really going to help us out.